Yo, what it do, what it is, y'all. It's your boy Telling Me Rock. You're now tuned in to the infamous No Filter Show. And as always, I'm joined by my great co-host.
Y'all know these vibes already. It's K Quick, Beats, Bars, and Faith. We in the building, yeah.
And I am the Phoenix. Hello, hello.
My
That
good
was
people.
whack, but all right.
Oh, shut up.
How y'all feeling, man?
I'm blessed, dog. Can't complain. Phoenix.
Oh, shit. Here we
I'm
go.
sorry, y'all. No, it's the
Here we
the
go.
little young folks. I'm trying to get on my face.
Oh, okay. So, what the hell is good, man? It's been a crazy week. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all. I was kind of looking forward to seeing former President Trump being arrested going across
Well,
our
you know that
screen.
one will happen.
Wait a minute. So wait. So he actually got arrested?
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't?
You know what I'm saying? I need his lawyers because how you just gonna have warrants and not get arrested? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Facebook user with a dude. Let me see who's this.
I don't know, yo. Maybe, like I said, money talks, yo. He bought himself in there. He can buy
Yeah.
himself to stay out the big
You know
house.
that is so funny. That is just crazy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it is what it is. I bet you we can both everyone on here can get a term if we had Trump's money.
Oh, that was Cody. What up,
Not
Cody?
for real.
You want to be in there, Phoenix? Be the female leader of the free world. You can do that.
I vote no.
Now,
It
I
ain't your
honestly, I wouldn't want that job. It sounds good. You know what I'm saying? It really sounds good. I mean, they get paid like what, $400,000 a year?
which is very low
Yeah.
considering what you would think a president. You think a president would be the richest person in the country. At least that's what I thought when I was little.
Yeah,
But
no question.
shoot,
I
four
mean, hold on.
hundred.
I think it's 400,000. Now let me double check.
How much is that
Yeah,
money?
it's about 400 something thousand.
So that
And
means
that's
let's do.
and they think they get paid that even after their terms.
And I bet you they still pay taxes on that, huh? They don't do. Are they even taxes exempt?
That's a
I
good question. Let me
I
look
get it.
that up.
I mean, you should be at least exempt because you're the damn president. You create the taxes. Well, you don't create it, but you're the voice behind the shit. Somebody get that
Okay,
information.
wait a
I gotta
minute.
know.
So right now it says 32 years ago, the president's salary was set to its current level, which is actually $200,000 a year.
And that was 40 years ago.
So yeah, you might as well say 30. Hold on, wait a
Even
minute.
even
I'm,
then, that was chump change.
hold on, wait. I'm seeing something different. Let me check my sources.
All right,
This
what we got?
this is govinfo.gov, but I'm also seeing that it's $400,000, which is taxable to the
Yep,
president's
they have to pay.
income.
Look, it says the president income is not tax free. The president, like other American citizens, must pay individual income taxes and file a tax return. The same laws that govern taxpaying American citizens apply to the president
You
because
know,
despite the office, they are still considered a citizen.
you
Hold
know
on,
what? I'm
wait a
I'm not
minute. Hold
mad at
on,
that. It's called
hold
keeping the
on, wait a
same
minute.
energy.
There's $50,000 expense account that's not taxed, right?
So where does that money
Then,
go?
then they have $100,000 travel expense or payment and $19,000 entertainment.
They already got their own chopper and like modes of transportation. What other expenses you need?
Right? You might want a scooter, bro.
Man, get out of here.
So
I
you
will
mean to
say
tell
they
me if you could have a bulletproof scooter, you wouldn't want one?
it wouldn't matter.
Oh,
Is there
what?
a body? Does the scooter got a body on it? The scooter is out in the open. You might as well just get bulletproof attire if that's the case.
That's an idea.
And I guess that's the president gets a little extra change for whatever hobbies or whatever. I mean, because I remember when Obama was in office, he got a whole basketball court put in.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, there's other perks. Feel me? There's definitely other perks. You know, of course, where you live at, one. Two, you don't have to worry about no fucking traffic. Shout out to him.
Well, you just take the chopper.
Nigga, and even if you're on fucking land, bro, they're clearing the lane, bro. There's no lights. Nigga, let's get him there and get him there now, type shit. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
you get top shelf treatment. So if anybody got reservations anywhere, all that get canceled if you walk in the room.
I wonder if there's such thing as real life presidential weed.
Well, you gotta ask what president smoked it.
All of them,
You would think. Well, no, there's some of them that I think needed to smoke, but I could tell didn't.
bro. All of them. Running the
You
country is
think
not
you
easy.
think so? So you mean to tell me Abraham Lincoln was going around smoking?
Nigga, hell yeah. What president do you think didn't
What?
smoke?
All right, hold on, whoa. I just want to put this out there because I'm walking. I'm on the way to this. I'm on the way because I just walked past my mom and she asked me. She heard me ask that question, and she said, "Well, he probably smoked weed." Didn't know what I was referring to, but she heard me ask, "What is Abraham Lincoln smoking?" She said, "Weed."
I
He
say,
probably
hey,
smoked weed. Well, dang. All right, so maybe Mama knows best. So maybe he did. Maybe he did. I think he did.
yeah, he definitely got high. He got high enough that he wanted to free slaves. He messed up for all, all the people that had a different.
You think that was a bet? Well, apparently that was a business move. So you don't think that was profitable on his side?
Of course. Hold on, explain that. How was it a business move?
Well, bro, there's a whole lot of details that I gotta go back over. I read on because apparently it was profitable. Somebody look it up so you can get the full grasp of it. But economy, or not economy, but basically, as far as I guess the Constitution's involved and all that. But like, hey, but all I know is it was. If you ask everybody who knows it off the top of their head, they can tell you that it wasn't just a genuine act of humanitarian.
Mm-hmm.
I might have misplaced the syllable here and there, which is rare, but still, it wasn't like something genuine. Like these people should be free, let them go. No, they did it because it would benefit them at the time.
Weezy?
Yes, sir. I was
What?
just getting ready to unmute. You know, we talking about all this craziness with the office and being locked up for tax evasion and all that other stuff. They couldn't get them on nothing else. So I heard you say something about the week being crazy. How has it been crazy for you?
Me? Me? I wish my brother Mo was here.
Here we go.
So it took me an hour and a half to get to work on Monday. Almost an hour and a half to get home. Hour and 15 minutes the next day. You get where I'm going with this? You know, I'm real live tired of sitting in fucking traffic.
That's a regular occurrence for me, bro.
Like I feel like I'm sitting in the car bong hitting exhaust smoke from the person in front of me. Because that's how bad traffic is. And you know what the fucked up part is? There's never nothing really fucking going on. We get to where
as soon as you get up there, ain't nothing in.
it's just niggas looking around. Yeah, that's my frustration.
Quick,
What?
did you have a wild week?
Actually, no. When I say that I've been just so wrapped up in the business, and I accidentally hit the camera, so you might have seen the lights here next to the counter I was standing under, but that's neither here nor there. But anyways, no, I was so wrapped up in the business end of things. I was just handling so much stuff. If it was crazy, it wasn't a noticeable one. I will say I've actually gotten used to my commute because, like, for one, Rock over here saying he spent an hour and a half here, hour and a half there. It takes me an hour to get to the office where I work, without traffic because I got to leave it at early morning, But coming back home in the afternoon, each afternoon, that's a good hour and a half with traffic. That tacks on an extra 30 minutes. So and quite frankly, I don't mind the drive. I'm a meditative person, but that's me though. So, but it is fun hearing Rock complain. Now, what gets me upset, as I had a venting session a couple episodes back, is when that hour and a half turns into 2 hours and some change. That is when I say, okay, this is ridiculous. Too many Virginians on the road. I can already tell.
So let me ask you this: What do you do? What do you do when you stuck in traffic? And to our listeners, how do you cope when you stuck in traffic?
I ain't going front. I kind of get. There's other things I do to pass the time while I'm driving. Like for instance, like I'm always recording, right? So I'm usually listening back to like pre-mixes and so on and so forth while I'm in the car, because that's another way I listen to them. I listen to them in the studio, the headphones, and in the car. I listen to my songs 3 different ways. I'm usually doing that, so as soon as I get back to the studio, I know what I need to go in and adjust. So it's either that or I'm listening to a podcast, sometimes hours, especially if it's the episode we just did, or I'm listening to other podcasts, or I'm just listening to a playlist. There's things I do that literally pass the time to not make it seem as long. It's like I always got something to occupy myself. And sometimes I just put on the beat and just start rapping. So,
what about you, Weezy? What do you do when you stuck in traffic?
I'm usually blasting music because if I don't, I'm gonna get mad. So I used to have my own little concerts in the car. I'm dancing and singing. And
what's your signature song?
You know what? I don't even know, because if I'm when I was working, I had the radio on, so whatever was on the radio. If I'm listening to certain music, I might I might put on some 8-Ball or MJG.
Mm-hmm. You can turn to a thug quick.
Yeah, I do. I usually go Thug Thizzle on either if I'm mad.
Must be mayonnaise in the
clean
car.
it up. Or it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. So if I'm in a speed mood, I'll put on some gangster music. If I'm just in a chill mood, I'll put on some or some metal, some rock, depending on what I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I might put on some R&B if I just want to chill and sit back. I might put some gospel on. It just depends on what I'm feeling. I like all types of music, classical. I just listen to all types of music.
So me, I just started getting into listening to audiobooks. So that's been kind of my shit. But now that it's getting warm and people gonna have their windows down, every once in a while you gotta pull a page out of my book. Let me tell you what you do, right? On a day where it's not too hot, not too cold, and everybody got their windows down, and you stuck in traffic and you need a laugh, turn on some porn and turn the volume laugh. And watch people's reactions. I swear. It will brighten your day. Do you know how many people recognize the sounds of cheeks getting clapped?
And they probably trying to make sure it's not their phone or anything.
Exactly.
But now with the people, like for real, with my luck, if I pull up at a red light with that plane, somebody gonna be like, hey, that's Sarah J, ain't it? Like so you watch this too? You know this one? All right.
That's crazy.
Okay, so speaking of porn, I have a question for you guys. Okay,
ask away.
I overheard a conversation. I'm not gonna reveal from who, but I was just the fly on the wall, and I overheard a conversation about someone finding out that their significant other was gay, but they found out because they were involved in a sex tape that was floating around on these public sites. How would you feel if you found out that your significant other was creeping on the low with a gay lover?
Now I'm familiar with this story, and I personally think Phoenix needs to answer this first, given the nature of it. So Phoenix, you're with your husband, you're madly in love, but then you find out some stuff like this via content that you stumbled across. What's your first reaction first?
I'm pretty sure the first thing what's gonna happen is my jaw's gonna drop, and then I'm gonna start crying because I'm a crybaby, and then I'm gonna get mad as hell, and I'm probably gonna go in there and start hitting them with a frying pan. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck? My thing is this: if you are gay, experiment, bisexual, whatever you want to call yourself, why aren't you being honest with the person you're with and saying so? Tell me so I can let your ass go and experiment and do what you gotta do. Because I just can't. If this is not something that we're into together, or this is not something that I already knew, I'm not sure how I would take that. I'm gonna just say that. But I'm pretty sure I'd be pissed off. First of all, you fucking somebody. Excuse me. Yeah, you fucking somebody else. First of all, and it's the opposite sex or the same sex for you, and it's on tape, you dumbass. So you're gonna let somebody tape you? They upload it. I'm watching porn. I see your ass. Hopefully, you're not the one being bent. Whatever. And you don't say anything. So yeah, it'd have been a problem. It'd have been a problem.
Quit. I guess he ran from the question. I mean, for us, man.
My bad. But no, whole time it's the same thing. I was actually in the middle of sharing the broadcast, so my bad. But it's the same deal. I mean, I just personally believe it's the same thing with people who feel like cheating in general. Leave your significant other out of that. You feel what I mean? If anything, we'd respect as people. We respect you more if you just upfront, so we can kill things off rather than risking anybody else getting hurt. Like, why let things get worse than they should be? Just be real. Be upfront. You having a hard enough time being real with yourself.
True. What's up, Mo?
Man, what it do, yeah?
How you feeling, brother? Driving through the woods. I can dig it.
I want to know. See, with this question, it's a little bit different for fellas, right? So if you saw your woman having this, doing this video, and it's another woman, would you really be upset? Well, I mean, I know the cheating part of it, but would you really be upset about it, or would you be more upset that she did not come to you and say, "Hey, I want to experiment. Hey, Molly, I want to experiment, and I want you to be in the experiment," or like, how would y'all feel about that? Because I know it's a lot different for men.
I would
say
that.
It's crazy.
True.
It is different. I was about to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like you said, I would be upset over the cheating part, because it's like, why wouldn't you just holler at me about it? You get what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I will also be like, why are you being stingy? Because we like the same thing now. You dig what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I like ice cream. You like ice cream. I share ice cream. If you like kitty, I love the kitty. We can share it together. You get what I'm saying? Or even if you didn't want me to be involved, like, I would get off just sitting there being able to watch. You feel me? Like, why are you keeping this so secretive? That'd be the real question. Like, why are you hiding?
For the most part, same thing. For one, I'd be more upset that I wasn't invited. Or can I at least be a spectator? I will referee the thing, and if I see a flag on the plate, I will come in and demonstrate the proper way to execute. Yes, there can be a lot of flags on the plate. And like I said, I don't gotta be involved. Just let me watch. I will even be the one to cook breakfast.
So, Mo, let me ask you this. The topic is pretty much I overheard a conversation of someone saying that their friend found out that their husband was gay. You feel me? Because it was a sex tape floating around on one of the porn sites, and everybody knew it except for her. So the question is, how would you feel if your significant other was engaged in sex with the same sex as her, but you didn't know about
Why have I not got invited to the buffet, nigga?
Didn't I
The fuck
just
you
say
talking
that?
about? The fuck? Speaking of eating, I just had a crazy ass conversation. I gotta share this. What time does the mini producer come on?
9:15.
9:15. Speaking of eating, I'm sorry to change the subject, but I gotta get this shit off my chest, because I've had a long fucking day. I rushed home to get on the internet. Fuck Comcast and Xfinity. So that's all I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
So I'm back out doing it the hood way in my fucking Tahoe. Okay. Energy levels been down, but fuck that shit. So I had an interesting conversation. And y'all remember that movie where the Italian soccer team got stranded in the Andes? Their plane crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Alive,
Now,
right?
Alive. There you go. See, I need your memory. But the crazy part about it was that when they got interviewed, the survivor that was interviewed, the survivor that was interviewed said that they went for the ass cheeks first. Would any of you? Yeah, they went for the ass. They said that was like the most meatiest part of a human being. So what I'm trying to figure out is, yeah. So what I'm trying to figure out, since we're talking about eating genitalia and having same-sex marriages and whatever the fuck, and I find out all this shit, what if you find out that the person that survived went for the dick first?
I had no comments.
What if you found out that the nigga that got interviewed said, or your best homeboy that survived, you congratulate him and everything, and he done ate a frozen pear, a ding-a-ling, and ball?
Bro, I really have no words.
What would you eat first, quick?
Bruh. Well, for one, it's definitely not that.
But what would you go for? Because niggas don't like feet. We like pig feet, but we don't like nigga feet. We don't like
Well,
niggas
bruh,
feet.
it would be the feet before that.
No,
So you would
nigga.
go for?
You gotta eat the ass first, bro.
I leave
A
it.
man,
I leave that to Mo. Then he the ass.
Hey,
one.
look.
Hold on, bro. It was all men. So what part of a man's body do you eat?
Look. You
I'm
don't
going for,
eat it
fuck it.
fresh
I'm
off
going for shoulders.
Probably the
Fuck out of
thighs.
here.
I don't know.
No, cause see, you be a
feel me?
female, so they gonna chop your ass up. We eating clitorises and everything. You
Oh
a
yeah,
chitlins.
it's open.
You a
No, I'm
nana
playing.
chitlins.
I'm playing.
No, you
Never
said
that.
men. I'm not in this conversation.
Well, matter of fact,
Yeah.
no. All right, what are you eating first then, Weezy? If it was just men in there,
If you was a man, Weezy,
and if
and
he
you
was a
was-
woman, we need it on both sides.
For a man, I probably would. It probably would be the leg, like the legs, the thighs.
why not the dick? Why not the balls?
As a man,
Oh, that's right. You thinking like a man? Okay, my bad.
if I was a dude, no, we're not going for that. If I was a woman, I probably wouldn't bite the dick first either. That I'd be crying for that part. I'm like, fuck. But for as a woman, I would probably, if I had to eat another woman, I'd probably eat her butt cheek first.
Everybody loves ass, bro. Hey, Rock, what you going for? You say ass too, right?
Yeah, bro. But I'm a cut it off. I'm not gonna eat it while it's connected. You know what I'm saying?
So you're not gonna Hannibal
Yeah,
Lecter
If they
that
were
hoe?
out in if they were out in the mountains, they don't have the might not have the material and stuff. So
Hey,
you
Weezy,
gotta
like
fight.
this. I'm gonna cover them up so I don't see what I'm eating.
The scary part about it that nobody's thinking about, the problem with it is that when you die, you shit on yourself. So how do you clean the shit off of it if it's frozen to the ass?
Snow. It's just like burnt toast. You scrape the top off of it.
But bro, we men, our asses are hairy, bro. Like eating a hairy ass.
But guess what?
Chickens got feathers.
Your ass cheeks gonna freeze.
Like for real quick, but you do pluck them. You do pluck them.
Yeah.
So
I
Mo,
swear to God.
so Mo, when you face with the behind like you probably will be, you better get the plucking.
I don't know, bro. Survival mode might kick in, but I can't see me being a cannibal, bro. I can't see me eating. That's just like when I look at birds. You know, we eat birds, right? But birds eat birds. It's the weirdest shit,
They
you know.
do. They
It's the
do.
law of nature for crying out loud. Come on.
But snakes eat snakes, bro. Like we the only people that naturally don't gravitate towards cannibalism, bro. The only beings that naturally don't. Like you have to have something fucking wrong with you to develop a great taste for the ass of a human being, bro. Like I get it while they're alive. I get you. I get you. But when they frozen and that hard fat is frozen, how in the fuck do you get your mind wrapped around like? Because they told each other like, if I die, y'all can eat me first. I have never been that dead, and I
hold
would
on,
probably
wait a
never
minute.
die that hard, bro.
Wait a minute. I think this is my son. Hey, Money, is this you? I think this is my son watching the show.
Oh yeah, Jalen, survival mode is crazy. But then you think about it when you die. Oh, well, you know, it's different from when you're frozen. Because if you're frozen, then everything stops. But usually, when
No,
you
you gonna
die,
let
all
out that hot
that
shit.
rigor mortis come out, set in. That's crazy.
You just better hope that it's diarrhea when it comes out. That way it doesn't go and
That'd
smush
be
in between.
worse.
Not if it's running. Well, actually, no. Diarrhea is bacteria, so you know, it's
bacteria either way.
I mean, not bacteria.
Bruh.
It's what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out, Weezy.
Like a virus.
It's something. It's exactly. It's something else wrong with your stomach, and there's something else
Yeah, it's
present.
usually a virus.
Yeah.
So my bad, y'all. That was the conversation I had. I'm a digress. So back to the ladies. Yes, if I found out that she was doing something like that, I'm with the smoke. Like bring mama and mama home. Let's
Bring mama
let's
and mama home.
But hold on,
yeah.
wait a
She
minute.
might as well be part of the fault. It might as well be part of your.
What if it's a dom?
Right.
What you mean?
Still a woman.
Bro, I done fucked a lot of doms in my life, bro.
My bad.
I hate to put that out there, but
It's
doms
still a woman.
they still a female, bro. They be trying to fuck back. That's the crazy part about it. They be trying to fuck you back without a dick. And that's the crazy part. I told y'all that cute ass story when she was all and trying to be a thug, and then she finally broke the fuck down and became a woman. You know, like it takes time. You just gotta hit the G spot the right way. Why am I talking crazy tonight? I am so blown.
This is educational, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like doms, they're feminine, bro. And if they choose you, they really want to fuck you. Like they really want to be in that feminine mode. It's an energy that you bring to them that makes them want to be feminine with you. You know what I'm saying? They'll fight it at first because they're gonna have the same matching boxes on that you do, the same joint. It's gonna be a little uncomfortable at first, bro. Like they may not be. And look, and this is the key. If she really likes you, she's gonna shave her soul patch down there. You heard me? And if you see that joint shaved, she thought about you, bro. Because a dom, I've been in a crazy ass threesome. The girlfriend at the time didn't want me to fucking like really enjoy like having two women at the time. And she fucked around and found a dom. And me and the dom are trying to dominate her. But me and the dom end up, I'm dominating her ass. Like, bro, this shit is wild, bro. Like, it's a weird ass dynamic, bro. You just gotta be athletic and be on your P's and Q's with them, bro. That's it. That's it.
Damn.
If you like doms, do your squats. That's all I'm gonna tell you, because they fighting back. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
So how did it feel to be fucked back, bro? Like aggressively, bro?
It caught me off guard at first.
Was she strong?
Nah, hell no. But she was giving it back, like, bro. The way she rolled me was like fucking scary, bro. It was like Exorcist style. Like it was like she tried to ride me like it was her dick.
So was it like Was it like that scene in Don't Be a Menace in the mail truck?
Motherfucker, you ain't going nowhere.
It was something like that. She tried to. I'm telling you, like the shit was very, very weird. But I mean, it was what it was. But eventually, dick wins every time, bro. If you got it, shake it. You heard me? Throw your shit in the helicopter, man. Be proud of you that you have a dick, bro. It wins every time, bro. It's a missile.
All right, so hey fellas, I got a question, and I'm sorry, Weezy. But do y'all remember how y'all felt the first time a woman actually put it on you? Like you thought you was gonna give it to it, and she just like gave you the business.
I felt so objectified. It's like I was an object, bruh. Now, granted, I enjoyed it, but I felt dirty.
Why?
Really?
Yeah.
Did you pull a
Because-
blanket to your neck?
A little bit. You know? Like I said, I didn't mind it. But it's just when it's the first time it happens to you, it's just different. You gotta really process these things. You know what I'm saying? It's different. That's all
To
I gotta
fuck.
say.
So basically, what you're saying is to fuck or be fucked is the question.
Yeah.
Once
What is
again, why is everything you say weird?
Because Negro, I've lived life. Everything in life is fucking weird, bro. I've been in some of the hairiest situations, no pun fucking intended. But I have been in some of the hairiest fucking situations, bro. Like, especially when it came to women, bro. Like, I've experienced a lot with women, and I don't know why me, but I think it's the light skin. I think it's just me being fucking light skin. I look like I take some bullshit, like I'm with the bullshit, and then all of a sudden I turn into a dark skinned nigga, and I'm just on their ass, bro. They be like, oh shit, okay, you about that life, okay, all right. Didn't know you had it in them. But yeah, go ahead and get you some dyke pussy, man. It's all good. Anybody? Give us, take us, get you some dyke pussy.
That was very interesting.
Matter of fact,
Say
hold on,
you
whoa.
went to Shakespeare.
Now we can't talk about this without saying this. So Weezy, Phoenix, Healer, how did you feel when you dominated somebody?
No. Well, you know what? Yeah.
Well, hold on, why does sudden change your heart, right?
No, because I don't want to know what my sister felt when she first got some real schmeckle in her life.
Thank you.
Whoa,
And I shall
no,
not answer that
What? No.
Well, you know what?
She heard all this stuff we talking about. I want to know
I
what she
always
felt
hear
like.
all the stuff y'all talk about.
All right,
And I
no,
don't even know
because
it.
you're the aggressor. Because you're the aggressor here. You
I'm not
took charge
aggressive,
of
though.
She took charge of the smackle.
Okay.
So how did you
But I'm
feel
not-
when you took charge?
I plead the fifth.
No, that is not allowed here. You better get to talking.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let's encourage her just a little bit.
There you go. Hone it in.
I don't
Real
know. I guess I could say
You
it
came
feel
out.
good. I mean, what
About-
else am I supposed to say?
I'm about to say you came out there in one of them dang on outfits
No, I
that you
did
be
not.
changing in. Like,
That costumes, I like to play dress up, so that's just costumes. I like costumes. That's not what I did, but
she
I
came.
don't know. It's a little bit different. It's different for me to be dominant because I'm not a dominant person. So for me to be dominant, I guess it felt good to be dominant, but it's different for me because I'm not a dominant person.
There are dominatrix. There are people who are submissive. We never talked about the dynamics in that. And have y'all looked up at the fucking sky and that weird ass moon and Mercury lined up today, bro? Maybe that's why my internet is out. Am I the only one that's been paying attention to the fucking sky?
You asking me? You know damn well I'm always looking at the sky, little boy.
Have y'all seen that?
I'm currently floating towards the sky.
Bro, look up at that fucking moon and Mercury, bro. The shit is weird. Mercury has never been seen like that in years. It actually looks like the Islamic flag, bro.
Oh, that's
You
crazy.
did? Yeah, you see it?
It's like a half crest or something like
It's a
that.
half crest with Mercury directly above it, bro. This shit's weird, bro.
Mm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, man. Ever since that
Things act up like that, especially when Mercury is that close. Electronics usually do act weird. Stuff like that does happen.
I'm trying to turn my phone sideways, but it's not turning.
She said you gotta put a man on a collar and leash and tell him to shut the fuck up and obey.
All right,
There's
hold
nothing
on
wrong
now.
with that. There's nothing wrong with that shit. Men like that shit. We like that shit.
Well, like
Every man likes that
especially,
shit.
well, I'm gonna tell you, especially if you're used to being the dominant one all the time, it does something to you when the roles get reversed every now and then. You know, just different.
Yeah, that shit is different. I mean, it is different. Just ladies, just don't remind them of their fucking childhood if they had a lot of ass whoopings as a bad kid.
Because
Right.
That shit is good.
PTSD will
You
come
gonna
back.
bring up you gonna bring out the
You will
motherfucker.
be triggered
Yeah.
big time, and something might be a fight. Something might happen.
His inner child will come out, and that's a counseling
Yeah.
session. That is not sex.
You hit
That
him
is
the wrong.
yeah, just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Nah, that's real though. That is real.
You gotta talk to him first. Date that man first for like a year and some change before you start whooping on that nigga ass, man. Just don't put a leash around. You don't know who the fuck been torturing that nigga, yeah?
You want to know something? Have y'all ever watched the show Black Mirror?
Yeah.
I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you haven't, it's one of my favorite shows on Netflix. They need to stop playing and make another season. The best way I can describe it is basically Twilight Zone on like a adrenaline shot. Let's put it that way. So one episode, they painted a picture of a scenario where this doctor in a hospital was able that he would put a device on his head and put a device on the head of a patient, and he would be able to feel the exact discomfort or pain that the patient is feeling, so he could quickly detect what the problem is so they can get to work. But the thing is, he started enjoying the pain that he felt that other people felt, to the point where he would get like a sexual rush from it. And literally, it got to the point where he would literally mutilate himself just to feel the pain. And basically, he would attack somebody, put the device on him, and do some crazy stuff like drill a hole in their head so he could feel the pain. And like, it got very extensive where if somebody came into the ER, right, and they're having a heart attack, and they put the device on them, he would prolong it to right before they pass. And, you know, it was just some crazy stuff. It's some crazy stuff.
Bro, you're describing the Jeffrey Dahmer story, but we'll digress after this. It's all good, bro. It's all fucking good.
Our guest just arrived in the back. It looks like he's all settled. Quick, you want to go ahead and give us the intro?
Oh, don't mind if I do. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us today on the No Filter Show, we have a well-known individual, you know, multifaceted person, nationwide known music producer and composer. He is a public speaker, disability advocate, and so much more. And we hope to learn more today on the show. I introduce to you all Mini Producer to the No Filter Show.
All right.
What's going on?
What's going on, my guy? What's popping?
That was an amazing intro, first of all. Wait a second.
Thank you, my guy. Thank you.
Run that back.
Don't worry, I'll send you a sound bite. We'll get you a sound bite later. I got you. Put that in one of the beats.
Exactly. That's gonna be the intro.
Hey, how you been this week, bro?
Man, I've been good. Can't complain. You know, I'm happy to be here, though. I really am. Thank you again for having me.
Most deaf, man. Well, firstly, before we continue on with this lovely adventure here, allow me to introduce you to my fellow compadres here, the lovely lady right above you there. That is the Blue Phoenix. And the guy
Thank you for coming.
And the guy with Chong's face, that's Taylor Made Rock, you know?
What it do?
What's up?
And the creep in the dark over there, that's GMO.
Man, I got bad internet connection. I got to do it the street way. You heard me? But of course, I'm here, bro.
Hello, everybody. It's nice
Yes,
to meet all of
indeed.
you.
Now, for our audience who may be living under a rock or here and there, but just for the sake of argument, please tell us who Mini Producer is.
Hey, so, man, I mean, if that intro didn't say enough, I have to add to it. So, I'm a music producer, content creator. I've done content for companies like Coca-Cola, Snapchat, the Paralympics and some other brands. So I'm really a multifaceted individual. I like to have just a good time, which is why I don't like to box myself in, because like you can do music production, but when you do content creation, it just opens up a lot of other opportunities because you can work with, you know, your favorite brands. Like I just did something with Amazon, so that was really cool. And so it's just, yeah, I mean, I love what I do, and I've been doing this for over a decade. I know I don't look like my older than you know, wait, I'm 27, so you know, but the mini producer comes from that I'm super tall, you know, so I know y'all can tell, you know, I'm about 6 foot on a good day, but 3'4" on a real day, but
6'2"
yeah,
on a good day.
6'2", you know, a little give or take some inches off, but yeah, I just like to have a good time, and my content is really about that. Like, if you watch my videos, it's just me being myself. I don't follow any trends or anything like that. Just my content's whatever it comes out of his brain, and people like it. So I'm just always grateful for that. And my goal is to impact people in a positive way and be a good representation for people with disabilities like myself.
Yeah. I was watching you the other day, man, with them cookies, bro. I want one
No,
of them gag
tell
on
me
cookies,
the
bro.
cookies did. I mean, I didn't even have. It wasn't even a sponsorship. This cookies are just. They were
Hey,
just so
bruh, I know I've given a lot of free promo before for
okay.
some good ass cookies.
Okay.
I was jealous as fuck. I was like, you know what? And cream cheese. Hey, look, I love me some goddamn
Oh
cheesecake, bro. I was
man.
mad as
I
fuck,
said
bro.
I didn't even know they existed, and people thought it was some kind of ad. I said we didn't get paid. I said it in the video. Like I guess I'm just so hyped. Like people can't
They might
believe
have to
that
pay you
somebody
for that
did
next one though.
it. Yeah, I said y'all got to write me a check on the next one.
Cause I guarantee they got a few sales out of that joint.
Come
I can
on now.
guarantee
I saw them
it.
comments. They said I gotta go get me one. I said, hey, this isn't even my kind of content. I said, man, don't
They
You
can
don't
at
gotta
worry.
have
least they
that.
can at
Hey,
least
look.
hook you up with a mini producer cookie with your face on the front of
Hey,
it.
That's
stamp
what
this.
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
Not
stamp
too
this.
much.
Next time, hey, look, when they go, just tell them, just hey, look, just shout you out and say promo code mini producer and let
Exactly.
the
Okay.
owners
Like
start
for
thinking,
real,
yeah,
for
For
bro.
real.
real.
That's
Facts,
what's
bro.
up.
I'm telling you.
That's what I'm
That,
saying. Yeah, they were liking all the comments too. We were seeing like they were like some of our comments. I said, I see y'all. Now you better
look out for me now. I'm just saying.
let me get a box, okay? that was
So
that was not a cheap cookie. I said,
yeah.
oh man, like that
Yo,
was
but speaking
it
of
was good.
content creating,
Yes.
I do remember seeing a video where you kind of broke down when you initially stepped in front of the camera because you always push your product as well as far as
Yeah.
your beats and all that stuff. But what was that deciding factor that made you get out of that comfort zone that said, you know what, I need to start showing my face so I can put a face to the art and all that stuff? What was that like?
So it was really one of my friends, Ryan, actually, when I was in college. And he was like, you should start making videos with your face in it. So I want to say some inspirational, like, epiphany hit me. And I said, man, I should show the world my. But that didn't happen. Like, I probably wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for that conversation. And, you know, partially, I believe it has to do with my personality. But again, like, I don't look like the average person, you know, to most people. So I think there was that balance of like, hey, if you get on camera, that could bring a lot of opportunities to you, right? So that was probably his thinking at that time because he was like, "This is the best time for you to get out online." And I was like, "Well, not why not?" So I just started making one video at a time, and that was weird because like when you're not showing your face at all, you're just like showing your beats because I always wanted my beats to like speak for themselves, you know. And so I knew because of how people treated me in like society, like out, you know, when I go out of my house, I said, I don't know how people are going to treat me online, you know, because everybody has an opinion about something, you know what I mean? Right, wrong, indifferent, you know, whatever. And they don't like, they dehumanize the person that's like behind the screen, you know? And at that time, like I was not in a mental capacity to like not only be bullied in real life and be bullied online. I said, man, like that's a lot. But what kind of shifted that is just the amount of support that I did receive. Like, obviously, I deal with bullying to this day every time, you know, I put out a video, but it's been really great because, like, I've met a lot of people because of it. Like I didn't even realize how many people needed to see someone like me show up every single day, right? And so that was something that helped push me even more because I probably would have stopped. Like I would have done a few videos and I'm like, okay, that was cool, you know. And after just seeing the impact, that's what really pushed me to keep going, and that's really why I still make content because people really like tell me how much they needed like me to just show up, you know, and so it's cool that I can show up for people who sometimes can't even show up for themselves, you know. So
Bro,
that's really what
Definitely.
pushes me, honestly.
you make me want to be 3'4", bro, 3'6".
Let's get it.
I am a producer, bro, and I cannot mimic or do half the shit you do, bro. Like,
Hey,
what the fuck?
But
I
yeah,
need you
appreciate
in
it.
my life, bro. Like,
I'm here. I'm here.
I
Like,
let's
got you,
go,
bro.
man.
I got
But
you.
yeah, and I rock with that, man, because that's one of the things I'm an advocate for. I'm 100% anti-bullying,
yeah,
because I had to face that my whole life as well. I'm an advocate for mental health. So, and I
yes.
also have another friend who is disabled as well. You know,
Hmm.
shouts out to my friend Rochelle. She has cerebral palsy. You know,
Oh, okay, okay.
she's wheelchair bound as well. So when I
Hmm.
see someone else such as yourself
Yeah,
with the confidence that you show on
yeah.
camera,
Thank you.
speaking of your you know your story
Yeah,
is very motivating to me, and I'm able, you know, and
yeah,
as an
yeah,
able person,
yeah.
I pull inspiration from folks like you and
Thank
for
you.
folks like my friend Rochelle. Matter of fact, there she is right there. That's
How's it
Rochelle
going,
right
Rochelle?
there.
Hey, nice
That's
to meet you.
Yep, that's Rochelle right there. So I pull and I look at her as one of the strongest people I've ever met, and
Yeah,
that's how I view you. So
thank you.
do you have like any plans of further have any do you have like any other plans or ambitions in your advocacy for for disabled folks?
Man, you know, it's been a journey. I feel like to accept my disability, especially in adulthood, right? Because like when you're a kid, you're just a kid. Like kids are just mean to be mean. Like they don't even know what they're saying. Like I was a mean to someone, I'm sure. Like, you know, I probably had no business being mean. I just had a mouth. I don't know who I was talking to. Like I act like I was, you know, 12 feet tall. But when you get older, I think that's when it really hit me like, oh man, like I'm really like I really got a disability. Like this is not like, oh yeah, this going go away, you know, or whatever. So I feel like that people are seeing my journey in real life, right? Because my acceptance of my disability has been very like gradual, right? I mean, even the fact that I make content talking about disability is huge because I never talked about it. Like, it was just like, y'all see me, I'm disabled. Like, okay, like, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to just talk about beats. And then I realized like, I was doing a disservice, not only to myself, but really to my community because people that are a lot of times people that are in the disability community, we don't even get to be that representation that maybe we
Right.
aspire to be. Right. So here I am in a position to have this platform where people respect what I say, who, you know, where I built community. And so I had to come to a point where it's like, you got to really accept yourself and also speak light within yourself so that you can help other people because like, I can't be like, oh man, I don't like myself and yeah, blah blah blah. And I'm telling other people on the camera like, you can do it because that used to be me, right? I used to feel like kind of a fraud because I'd make this like motivational content, but I'm not motivated. Like I feel like I'm trying to motivate myself, and maybe someone will believe it. So I think that my confidence that you talked about now is because it's authentic, like it's real. Like I am confident, and you know that was just a shift. And for me, my acceptance of my disability more so came, at least in my experience, from the relationship I'm in now with my fiance because we have the same disability, and that was like hit me in the face because my whole life I don't want to say I didn't say I wanted to be with someone disabled, but it wasn't like my mo. Like if it happened, cool, but that wasn't my like. Man, I want to get someone disabled like me. I was like, no, please. Like, I want someone to be able to reach the cabinets. And I don't know what I was thinking. Like, we couldn't figure that out. But I just had these ideas of like my limitations, and I feel like I projected that right onto a person that didn't even exist. Like it wasn't even like I had a partner. I was just projecting what they weren't going to be able to do already because of how I felt about myself and how like others perceived me. So once we got into a relationship, that really shifted my thinking too. Because I'm like, dang, like if I love her, like, and I don't love myself, and we both disabled, what am I saying about like, what am I saying about disability and like all these other things? So she really helped me see it a lot better, and I feel like I would have got there, but I think it would have taken more time because that wasn't my thought process. So
I must say, I'm sorry to
yeah,
cut you off, sir,
no, please,
but this sounds like me as a light skinned man dealing with a
yeah,
light skinned woman, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is yes, it is comparable. It is
How?
because light skinned people are a disability, bro.
Wait, hold up.
Bro, wait.
Like,
Wait,
yes.
hold up.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, dude.
I was like, I was with it, and I was like, wait, hold up.
Like you lost me there. He was fully behind you in the.
I was like, all right, we got it. We can relate.
Hey, bro, light skin love is just the same. I'm telling you. You project, you astral project, bro. Nobody gets us but us. You hear me?
Yeah, I do think there is a lot of projection, and that's the thing. Like for me, I've been able to meet a lot of disabled people too through this journey, and like I said, like for what I do and everything I've done, I don't want to say it's like rare, but kind of like there's only so many people that are disabled that you see with big platforms just that people could know. Like if you ask someone, oh, do you know someone that's disabled that like did such and such, and they're like, I can name like 2 people, maybe. Like I always get confused with like the same 2 people, either the guy for the Wu-Tang show or this guy who's a rapper. And so that always irritated me because I'm like, man, is there nobody else? Like, are we the only 3 people that like, But I think that was my biggest thing because I just wanted to show representation because that's so big. Like, if you have the ability to use your platform and use your voice for other people who can't do that, or don't feel comfortable or whatever the reason is, then I feel like you should. And I can. Like, I'm blessed to be able to do that. So, and for as much as I talk, I had to make content. I talk so much, it only made sense.
Definitely.
How did you and your wife find each other? How did you find love?
So we were Facebook friends, and I tell you why. Probably because everybody with our condition adds each other somehow. Like you don't remember how you added all the, you know what I mean? But it's just like if you see someone who looks like you, it's like, oh, cool, I'm gonna add this person, and then never talk to them, right? But that's just how it goes. And so we were Facebook friends, and she came into my Instagram live with my late mentor. His name was Simon Illa, and we also had the same condition. But she came into the live, and she was like, oh, hey, whatever. And I was feeling bold. Like, again, I was not in my confident era, okay? So I must have had, like, I don't know, some liquid courage or something. I don't know what happened that day. Well, I was like, oh, I'm gonna send you my number on Facebook because I, like, remember we were Facebook friends. And then I sent her my number. And for some reason or the other, we texted every single day. I mean, she didn't get tired of me. And I was like, dang, we good. I said, I got this. And she was living in Missouri at that time. So we were long distance for like a few months, 4 months or so. Don't quote me, but we were long distance. And then I went to go see her in October of 2019, the day after my birthday, the 22nd. And so that was cool for me because I'd never been on a plane by myself, right? So I'm like, man, I must really like enjoy your presence because I am going on a plane by myself. I'd never done this before. You could be crazy. I mean, you may be in a chair, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You might not even be in a chair. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen, So I'm rolling up in there and I'm like, oh, shoot, there's like the airport. And it's not like I've been to an airport, of course, but just being by myself, it felt like everyone around me was like much bigger than they actually are. And I felt like I was just staring out into the distance like, hello. But it was easy to find her because we look similar. So, I mean, in the church. But, yeah, I mean, I was this was even before the pandemic. So once the pandemic happened in 2020, because I flew to see her twice. So in October and then December up until like New Year's and a few days after that, right? And then I went back home, and then we had planned to like meet up again, but then the pandemic, COVID, like happened, and so that was weird because we were like, man, what are we gonna do? You know, because there was, you know, kind of uncertainty around the whole thing, like flights and airports and all that stuff. And so my parents and I, we ended up taking a road trip and bringing her down here. And she was supposed to visit, but then she ended up just moving down here, and she's been down here ever since. And that's the story. And yeah, so it's pretty cool when I think about that journey, because like I said, even for me to be disabled and describe everything I described, like that is a very like unique situation, because that might not have been possible for someone else like in my situation, even with the
Right.
same condition, because it depends on, you know, the resources, financial access, support systems, and like all these different things. So there's so many things in place that can disable you outside of the disabilities you actually have, right? So, you know, that was definitely like an eye opener for me, because it really showed me what I'm capable of, first of all, because I can go on a plane by myself and like be all right, you know. And we went first class for the first time. I'd never been in first class. Well, not that I remember. Maybe I was a kid, but I don't remember first class. But I was in first class, and I felt so bougie. I said, "Oh man, like if that, I think that's the word. Yeah, I just felt fancy. I said, man, we in first class, you know." But I only got first class real stuff because the flight attendants, they or the people that like are working there, they don't know how to pick us up. So I just wanted to create the least amount of distance to put us back in the chairs with no injuries. Because you know, I don't want this woman to be like, man, I'm never traveling with him again. Okay, so that was really a safety thing, less of like, oh, I need to be in first class. So that's it.
I
I hope I
heard
answered the
that.
question. My bad. Like,
No, you answered a whole lot of questions. Man.
I'm sorry.
But no, you get now question. Now let's go to the first time
Mhm.
a lot of folks met you.
Okay.
Now during the pandemic,
Yeah.
an ad that you had went
Yo,
viral.
it went
Now,
viral.
it went viral. This is the first time I saw you, and that's
Yo.
how I'm like, look at this. Now, granted, this is how I remember. This is how I remember. I'm on IG
Yeah.
doing my thing, you know,
Right.
promoting, and I see many producer
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, I got this beat pack." It's like I forgot how many beats
Yo,
was it?
it was 62 beats.
62 beats for $20.
I'm talking
I'm
about,
like, is
man.
this even I said it's like even I
Is this
said,
real?
all right, what's the catch?
What's the catch,
62
right?
dang beats for
I know.
$20. What is the catch?
I know.
But that joint spread like wildfire. I could not
Yeah,
go
well,
nowhere on the
without
internet
seeing me.
without seeing you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, for one, what made you, firstly, let's start from the beginning. What made
Okay.
you come up with an idea of a sound pack deal such as that?
Oh, because I was struggling financially. Like I was going through it. Okay, so this could have been, you know, this is the real story. Because you know, in the video marketing wise, I mean, I did want to help artists. However, that was not my. I was needing some money, and I said, "Well, we just gonna have to do what it do because like this is what it is." So, funny story. My fiance, she had given me $6 for a pizza, and that's when I told myself, you know, this is probably the time to get your life together, because I don't like to ask anyone for anything. First of all, I'd rather starve than ask someone for anything, especially money. Like, oh, that's like, I don't know. It doesn't matter who it is. I just don't like to ask for money. Like, I'm really like to do it myself. But I was just at a point where, for whatever reason, I just wasn't working out. And so my friend, the same one who convinced me to put myself online as far as content, he was like, "Man, I'm doing this funnel thing and you should do it." I said, "I got nothing to lose." I mean, I seriously don't. I have nothing to lose. Like, so he told me how to set it up, and I stayed up until 2 in the morning. I said, "Man, I don't think I stayed up until 2 in the morning to do something like that since that moment." So I set it up, and I used this software called ManyChat, which is like a Facebook Messenger thing where you can send out broadcast messages to like an audience. And so I sent it out and I made $200 that day. And I said, oh boy, okay, we might got something here, right? So I'm like, man, I'm about to run ads. I don't know. I was ready to jump into it, right? So I said, I'm gonna run ads. So the first ads that I ran that probably no one saw because they were terrible, like I ran them and they performed horribly. And then I was like, okay, this is not working. So let's try a different strategy. So I recorded that video that y'all that you saw, and that was one take. Okay, I had no idea. I was nervous. I had no idea. I was just gonna say whatever I had to say, because I'd never made a video for an ad, as I specified in the video. Like even in my intro, I said I've never made a video for an ad before with my face in it. So wish me luck. And I think because of the authenticity of the ad, especially like on Facebook ads, I don't think people were used to seeing something like that. You know what I mean? Like the ad is typically very like high production, or it just feels fake, right? But I was genuinely had no idea what I was doing. I was just making this video hoping for the best, and it was the best. It took off, and that video got 1.3 million views, and for a Facebook ad, that's crazy. And I got to connect with so many artists. My best friend who's my best friend now. He's someone who bought the beat pack, and so a lot of great things came from that. I had Tiffany Evans on a song that I had in that beat pack, Young LA. So things really worked out for me, which is really, I'm grateful for it. But that came from a moment of struggle and ended in a place of like, okay, once it got to a certain point, obviously I was like, oh man, let's really, help artists. And I started making more packs and stuff. But it didn't start out that way. Although I do like helping artists. That was just not I was just trying to figure out like, what can I do? Because I felt like I only had so many kind of options, especially with accessibility. It wasn't like, oh, I can go to a studio and like have someone come, there was just a lot of variables. So I wanted to make an online product, and it just so happened that was the online product that fell into my lap because of my friends. So it worked out.
That was dope. And that's like a fire outcome like that.
Yeah, it really is.
That's a fire. And granted, I think that's when you really found your niche, because how you delivered that video, it made me watch the whole thing all the way through.
And it was a 2-minute long ad, man.
And I watched all 2 minutes of it. That's the
thing. Like, if you ask anybody about like ads, like they tell you the video shouldn't be like longer than a minute. Mine was 2 dang minutes, But it also came with a lot of bullying though, and I think that really got to me. I feel like it stopped being fun once like you got thousands and thousands and thousands of comments, right? Because it don't really matter, if it's a few here and there, it's like, all right, you know what I mean? But like there would just be like super hateful comments, not even the natural ones, you know what I mean? Like people would just say really terrible stuff, and so my ad accounts got shut down because of it, and so that really affected my business financially. And that is the honest reason why I had to start running Facebook ads, because I would have still ran that ad. But because I dealt with like so much bullying, people probably reported that, all these things. And so that's the thing that is kind of like a catch-22 with being out there, especially in this space, because people aren't used to seeing someone like me do an ad. They probably never saw anyone that looked like me, and might not ever see anyone that, as a recent. So that kind of sucked, to be honest, because like I really felt like at a certain point I was really helping artists. Like I had thousands and thousands of artists on my email list, and people were just really mean. Like, so that was tough. I feel like that was the toughest part. Like it was cool that it was successful, but there was also just a lot of like really bad energy with that. So at a certain point I was glad that I stopped that pack, like pushing it so hard, because it just became a lot mentally. Because like people can tell you to ignore stuff, but once you have a viral video and you gotta like manage all that stuff, people are emailing you and like all these other things, it kind of messes with you. So but my ad accounts got shut down, so that's why it stopped. I probably would have kept going and just found another way to moderate the comments and stuff like that. But that was the time, man. That was the time.
Definitely, man. That's great. And luckily in that space, you developed a target audience. Because granted, you cater to the independents, you cater to the
Yeah.
underground,
And that was
and
great, man.
it is, and it's dope because
Yeah.
because every now and then, because well, not every now and then, I actually frequently actually visit your site to see what you got going on,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm trying to see what I can pick out and all that.
Yeah.
But I see you got a whole lot of you stay having a whole lot of deals for independent artists. You say
Yeah.
I remember the last time I went on, you had like a deal like, hey, you can finish your EP today if you get 3 beats here
Yeah.
for this deal. I'm like, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty dang dope because you're really giving like an alley oop to a lot of
Yeah.
independent artists, you know, who can have industry quality beats, you know, at
Yeah.
a very, very good rate
Right.
with a good license to them
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And that's very, very dope. And that's very dope, I feel.
I appreciate that, man. I really think that just comes from my understanding of what it feels like to not have accessibility in certain spaces. So, like, I know whether an artist says it or not, a lot of artists are not financially set enough to support their career in the way that they want, right? And so I know what that feels like. So I know that like people could look at my price and say, oh, you should up it and charge people, you know, $1,000 or whatever. But I know like the real, like I've had conversations with people, you know, like I get to know people on a human level. So I hear people's stories all the time, and I know that like a lot of stuff is very smoke and mirrors for social media, but like in the background they're really going through it. And so I guess just because I understand of like I've been there in that space, and I just wanted people to still have quality because I feel like it's a very underserved community. Or people that don't have the financial resources are very, you know, just underserved community looked down upon. There's a lot of perceptions about people that don't have money, and a lot of companies and people and individuals, brands want to cater to people that do have money, right? Based off of their perception of how a person's gonna be. But like I've met people that have paid me, you know, a couple $1,000s that are, you know, maybe not that great or whatever. Not anybody I'm working with. I'm just saying it's more hypothetical. But like there's people that have paid me money and they're just a hassle, you know, and some people that pay me $20 or $10 and they're the greatest people. Like I can have a conversation all day. And so I really learned like money's got nothing to do with your character. Like if you're a trash person, you're just gonna be trash. Okay. Like that's just what it's gonna be. And so I just never wanted to align myself with the ideology that someone's worth was aligned with how much they paid me and how I treated them. Because I treat everybody the same. Like if you pay me $10 or you pay me 1,000, I really don't care. If you have bad energy, I don't care. If you say, "Yo, I'm gonna give you 10,000 today," and you're horrible, I please keep your money. You know, like I don't need your money. I don't need that energy. So that's that's my biggest thing. I really like making stuff accessible as possible because I feel like supporting those people goes a long way because they supported me too. You know, so that's really where it comes from.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
How do you deal with artists that are like off the chain?
Off the chain.
Like, yeah, like that's an
Yeah.
old saying, man. I
No,
keep
I
giving you
get you. I know what you're
27,
saying. I know what you're
but
saying.
like, yeah,
Like, how do I deal with it? I don't. I like, and that's the great thing. I come to a place I used to, and not argue with you. I just would try to make it right, right? Like, cause I feel like I'm trying to be a nice person. Like, oh, you know, let's try to come to an agreement. And then some people I realize you cannot come to agreements with. They're just like that, you know. And I said, oh, the block button is my best friend. I just be blocked. Hey, listen, you want to argue with yourself? You can do it. I don't have the energy. I got too much stuff going on, you know. And so I had to come to that place because like you just said, when people are off the chain, because people are talking wild, you like, hold up, wait a second. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta back up. But there is that moment where you just say, you know what, I don't have time for this. Like, you want to be mad and upset, you're probably not mad at me. You're probably mad at something else. Your life is probably going awry and you don't know what to do, and this is the only outlet. And I always laugh, like, if you arguing with a 3'4" person in a wheelchair, that is a bad day for you. Like, you got bigger problems because, like, I am not a threat. You know what I
Not
mean?
for
real
real.
talk, real goddamn talk.
I'm like, damn. Like,
Oh, I got the gat underneath the wheels. Don't get it
Super
twisted.
fast.
I got the secret, you know what I mean? On both sides, you know.
Right.
Like,
So many producers.
yeah.
Who are your top 3 producers, not including yourself?
Top 3 producers. Okay, Wonder Girl. Dang. That's really my and I'll tell you why. Because I don't really have 3, and I know it's gonna sound wild, but I really was influenced by Wonder Girl's production. Because if you listen to my beats, a lot of my beats are influenced by the drums, and she was the first person that I had heard that had such like a unique drum style, and she was already so young. You know what I mean? At that time, producing for Jay-Z and The Crown and stuff like that. So she's actually always been my main inspiration as far as
Let's
production
go.
because it influenced a lot of my sound. So I don't really have any other people. Like, I like people, but I wouldn't put them in my top 3 because it didn't influence my personal sound. I just like them as individuals. You know what I mean? So like Timbaland, I swear we're like internet besties. No, I'm just kidding, we're not. But right now, but we follow each other, okay? And he posted me on his page, so we're cool,
Dope.
and you know what I mean. So he knows who I am.
That's actually
But
my favorite producer.
right, okay. So Timbaland
Yeah.
and me, we cool. You know, I'll put in a good word for you. Now, on a on a real note, though, as far as like top, I would say I really was influenced by Wonder Girl, and I have to give her flowers because
Dope.
that really shaped like how I produce even now. So I gotta give her the credit. But I like other producers, just not in my top 3. No hate to them; they're great, you know. So that's that.
So, so just let's say this. What is the main thing when it's all said and done that you want many producer to be remembered for?
Oh man, oh that's a good one. Uh, I just want to be remembered for leaving people like better than they came, right? Like I want people to like go away looking at my content being like, man, like I can really do whatever I want to do. I mean, long as it's not illegal, like crazy, you know. Please don't contribute my content to you doing something wild, because I'm not going to court for you. Okay, I'm talking about good things and stuff like that, and I just want people to like go away and just being themselves, because I think a lot of people are not themselves. Like, and with me, having a physical disability, but also being autistic. Like I'm naturally myself because that's just me and my autism. But I think people struggle sometimes with being themselves. Like I don't even think sometimes people know who they are, right? So I really want people to just go away with my content and know that like it's okay to be you, and you're gonna find people who support you, and that's just what's gonna matter. And I'm just glad for the impact I can have as just one individual. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I hope that's what people remember and go away with.
Did you ever think?
Yeah.
Did you ever imagine that you would be working with some of the base and the best tastemakers
Oh
like
man.
you are now? I've looked
Ah,
at a lot of your content on YouTube, bro, and you work
yo,
with some of the dopest artists, bro. I mean,
yo.
dopest producers, excuse me, and artists on top of
I
that.
I would not have thought that. I didn't even think I was gonna do producing like that. Like, I just thought it was cool, but I didn't think it was something you could do like for me, like not someone else. Like I thought that was like other people. You know what I mean? Like they do that. They produce hit songs or whatever. So that yeah, is really cool because like I know Tricky Stewart, which is super dope to say. I went to his event back in December and I was invited to go for the recording academy and stuff like that. And so that was really cool because it brought to the forefront, like, man, I'm really in these spaces. So I show a lot of gratitude. Like, I know that I feel like sometimes my content, maybe to some people, feels like, oh, this guy's, how can he be that grateful? But I am because I know I'm in such a unique position. Like, I take every chance to just be grateful for it. So yeah, I really am sometimes surprised that I've been able to work with the artists and producers that I work with. However, I'm grateful. You know what I mean? So
As Chuck Taylor, he said, "When did you realize your disability wasn't going to hold you back from being a producer?"
ooh, um when I found out I was actually pretty good, I said, man, I might be all right, because I would put out my beats on SoundCloud and anywhere that you could hear beats. And the first time I sold a beat was on Bandcamp. And that's the only beat I've sold on Bandcamp for $20. And I said, wow, someone paid me for this, and so that was more so a moment of like, obviously people couldn't see what I looked like at that time, but even when people did start to see what I look like, it didn't change anything. Like people still like my beats. And I was like, dang, I guess, I may have to adapt. Like I'm gonna have to adapt and do some things differently. And I have had to kind of fight for people to take me more serious than maybe my able-bodied peers. However, I feel like that adds to like my story, and my journey. And it just helps kind of create this blueprint for someone else who maybe wants to do the same thing that I do that's in a similar situation. So yeah, just realizing that, my disability wasn't gonna hold me back unless I held my own self back. So I realized like I was the person that was gonna hold me back and like not other people's, perception. So I guess I just got good and kept going.
How for the young producers coming
Yeah.
up, and even for an old producer like me,
All right.
you had touched on something earlier. You were like, okay, there's a difference between commercials, ads. There's
Yeah.
a difference between hip hop, R&B, things like that, right?
Yeah.
How many hours should you work at melody or drum beats?
Oh man, I mean, you just need to be working at it. I'm like I've gotten better, but I'm pretty obsessed with what I do. Like in every capacity, right? Like I just want to be the best for me. Like not even the best in comparison to someone else, just for myself, right? So I really feel like there's that like competing with yourself. Like, man, how good can I get? Like, what else can I do? How can I get better at this? And that's part of the excitement. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like you should get excited when you do this. Like music, whether you're doing it part-time or full-time or, some of the time, whatever you're doing, like, I just think this is such a fun, like, career path or, like, avenue to go down that I can't imagine not wanting to, like, learn and do different stuff. Like, I just can't even conceptualize that because I love melodies. I love different sounds. I love, testing different structures and drum beats and all these other things and listening to different beats from, back in the day for my age, you know what I mean? Because I'm a 90s baby. So back in the day is subjective. But, I really enjoy that. So I really think the biggest thing is you have to enjoy this to really take the approach of like wanting to learn, because if you kind of just half step it, you're gonna get half step results. So I feel like it's good to absorb yourself with that. Even if you're not the best at melodies, maybe you collaborate with someone else who is. Like that's what I like doing. I'm much better at drums than melodies. I mean, I took piano lessons as a kid. However, that did not make me out here to be Beethoven or anything like that. However, I collaborate with other people who are better than me, and that's subjective as well, but who I think are better than me, and that's also helped me learn. So, like, also being open to working with other people, as well can help you. But I think you should spend as much time as you can to, like, if you really want to get great at this, like, in my opinion.
Church. I digress, old man. Hey, you sound like me, man. You sound like you in your 40s, man. You are wise beyond your years, bro.
Hey, I think disability sometimes ages you, man. I think, well, for mine, I think like because you deal with so many like different experiences as a disabled person, you kind of grow up really quickly. So like I hung out with kids my age, but like not that much. Like I hung out around a lot of adults. So I think naturally I just learned to like socialize with more adult conversations and things like that, which has contributed to like how I am now, which in some ways is helpful, and then other ways you do feel kind of out of place because you don't sometimes know how to like carry on conversations with people around your age, especially when I was in like college. I just felt so weird, like I wanted to talk with my professors instead of hanging out with people because that's all I knew. So I believe that's why I talk the way I do, and I deal with people better that are older than me. So
when you come into the DMV so we can get you drunk, bro?
Hey man, listen. Shoot, I don't even know when I can travel over there. You know what I'm saying? Because I really like juice. I'm not gonna lie to you. I even got this Kool-Aid Jammer. This is my second one. So I
I
really
love Kool-Aid Jammers.
yo stop playing with me, okay?
No, bro, no, bro, no, bro. You
Really?
gotta hear my theory. You gotta hear my fucking theory on
Tell
this
me,
one.
tell me.
Okay, so Kool-Aid Jammers are the Gatorade of motherfuckers, bro. I'm sorry to
No,
cut you off.
no, you're not lying. You're not lying. This is so. You're not lying. I told you, I already drank one before I got to this interview. Do you understand? Like, I got a whole 40 pack of these, and we're already down. And it's me drinking them. I love these things. I don't think it's a real problem. It's a real problem. Like,
We gonna fuck them up. When you come
yeah,
in, we gonna fuck them
we
up,
gonna
bro.
throw
We
these
gonna
back.
fuck them up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love it.
Man, I'm telling you. Well, shoot. Well, if you are in the DMV, you better hit me up because you coming to the studio, bro. We gotta cook up.
We got you, man. We gotta cook up in person. I know you and I were supposed to cook together. I just have a really hard time with sending beats to people now because I like the in-person experience. I like,
So do I.
you know what I mean? Like, I like
I
being
do.
able to collaborate, and I just feel like it feels impersonal when you're emailing people beats because it's just, I don't know. I don't like it as much. So, we gotta coordinate something. Even if we do a Zoom call, we could do
Oh
something.
yeah, bruh, that's easy. You ain't saying nothing but a word. I got it.
We'll get it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you this all in all, man, because whether you realize it or not, you're not just an inspiration to other folks with disabilities. You're an inspiration to all people. Because, like I said,
Thank you.
you inspire me. When I hear you talk with your confidence and your conviction, it does something to me. So, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. So just keep in mind when you talk, all people of all kinds will listen to you. You get what I mean?
Thank you.
Definitely.
That means a lot.
I've been
This was
quiet.
fun.
I've been quiet this whole time, and this is like the first interview where I really sat back and just really listened, enjoyed. Like, I love your energy, my guy. Like, you really turned me into just an audience member. Like, I'm just sitting here and like, you know, like the way you push through, like you're really inspirational. Now, I got one question for you.
All right.
I know you work with producers, but how does it feel to work with the major companies? Because, you know, the major company budgets, that money's there. You feel me?
When I tell you, I love me some companies. I mean, I love artists. Don't get me wrong. But the stress that is not there by working with companies, it is so beautiful sometimes. Because, like, artists are human beings, of course. So, like, you know, they have their own things, which is fine. You know, whatever. That's how I was built. Like, I started working with independent artists. However, being able to expand with working with different companies as far as content creation, because I tell people it's very important to have multiple streams. Okay, so I'm not worried about if someone is buying my beats or not, in particular, because I'm probably doing a paid collaboration with a company that is paying more than what you're probably gonna buy from my beats, which is fine. And like, it's not a knock. Like, and that's been a really great place to be. Is having less stress, because I think there can be a little bit stress because it's kind of up and down sometimes working with artists, just because finances can change, and that's just on anybody, right? So, you know, taking away the pressure, which is why, you know, Quick, that's why you don't see me talk about artists or anything. I don't make content like when they get paid next Friday, because I'm not even in that same headspace. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm getting paid regardless. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just it's less of a like bragging thing, more just like a stability thing, and that's something I really appreciate for myself, is that I built that like stability in to be able to like do something if this other side of things, for whatever reason, the economy or whatever, like, because the businesses are gonna have money unless they just, you know, all plummet to the ground, but that's less likely. So it's great. I just want to say it's great if you can get into it. It's a good avenue to also explore.
Shouts out to that company money.
Yeah, shout out to the company. Hey, y'all can come to me again, okay? I'm here.
So on the producer side, like, because granted, you dropped a few gems there. Like, what is the most important advice on the business side that you can drop on other producers looking to expand themselves?
I would say be human, because I notice a lot of producers, again, it goes back to just people in general, try to create this facade of like who they are, and they're not that person, right? And people can feel that. So if you are just yourself in business, like to some people I may seem very high on sugar, right? And it probably is, because I'm drinking Kool-Aids, as y'all saw, 2 packs before an interview. So obviously I have a lot of energy. And to some people that's exciting, and other people it's not. But at the same time, I'm still myself through and through. And I would say for producers, like, being yourself is gonna go a long way, right? Because if, especially when I work with artists, like, if you treat artists like human beings, because they are, that goes a long way than the person that's like, hey, bruh, I got some beats, and if you click this link, I gotta buy one, get 14 free, and I'll get you some KFC on the way back. Like, we don't have to do all that. You know, you can just be a human being and say, hey, man, I like your music. And if they say, oh, man, I see you got beats, oh, yeah, blah. But that's how the conversation flows. But, like, don't be desperate, because you have value. And that would be my biggest thing in business, because, like, know that you have value and carry yourself as such, because that will help you in a lot of areas. If you carry yourself like, hey, I'm good either way, it's cool, right? If you carry yourself like, yo, if you don't buy this beat from me today, I'm not going to be able to pay rent, even if that's the case. Now, mind you, I said I had to get $6 for a pizza, but I did not carry myself like, if people didn't buy that beat pack, all was lost. You know what I said? It was just, you just have to be yourself. You have to be kind to people, and just conduct yourself as an actual business person, because I think sometimes producers don't see themselves as business people. They just see themselves as creators, and there has to be a balance, because people will screw you over if they can, and if they know that you are in a vulnerable mindset, they will use you if they can. It's just the way of how people can be and how they're wired. So you got to be smart. You got to be educated. You got to educate yourself on, the latest business practices and things to know. And also stop blaming artists. Man, I'm tired of y'all making some content roasting artists about next Friday, because some of y'all getting paid the same Friday that y'all talk about other artists getting paid. So
Right.
I just need people to, okay, I'm just saying, I just never understood that one. Cause from statistics, a lot of people have a 9 to 5. So I don't know where all these influx of full-time producers are that just got a lot to say. So just stop with that. Just be cool. Like, I just want to get along. I know I sound like an after-school special, but I would just say that. Like, just be cool. There's no need to be ugly. Really. There's already ugliness in the world. Don't contribute to it. So, and
That's
I think
right.
that goes for business too.
Definitely, man. That was real. And yo, a lot of folks in these comments are showing hella love though, by the way.
I appreciate it. I really do. Thank
Yes,
you.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, firstly, Mini Producer, I
Yes.
thank you so much for coming on the show with us, chopping it up, man. We appreciate you. It was definitely an honor to, for you to pour into your journey, man. You sharing so much with us. So first and foremost, tell our audience where they can find you, maybe where they can find your beats, where can they keep up and tap in with you, bro?
Of course. So you can find me at Mini Producer, and that's everywhere. That's MiniProducer. And my website is miniproducer.com, where I sell my beats. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to being able to work with new individuals and things like that. And just to put this out there, I feel like I got to say this on every interview. Me and DMs, it's better to email me, because a lot of people message me on various platforms, and I don't like to conduct business in DMs typically. Just not my style. I like to do emails. So if you want to talk to me about business, please be prepared. And because if it looks like you're not about business, then you're just gonna be sitting there. So
Uh-huh.
There
I
you
just got
go.
I just gotta keep it
Why?
real.
Come on, say it again for the folks in the back, please. Say that
It,
part one more time.
if you're not about business, you're just gonna be sitting there, because I'm not
Oh no,
gonna.
then hey, look, I'm excited
Talk
because I
to
was going to get your email so I can ship you some Kool-Aid jammers, bro.
No, you can ship me Kool-Aid jammers, but it's only if it's you, okay? Now, if you hit me up, I'll accept it. All right, I
I'm the
would thank
only
you.
GI Mo. You
Hey, I
better
saw you. I
pay
saw
attention.
you on my YouTube because you said you were
My
listening
man.
it. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
So
man.
we can. I'll take the Kool-Aid Jammers. It's really, you know, people.
He
But
gonna
I don't
take
mind.
the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Now that you said that, yo, Kool-Aid Jammers, if you stumble across this,
Come on
this
now.
the last free promotion you're getting from many producers.
It's the
Y'all
last
better cut
time.
that dang check next time.
Next
Cut him a
time.
check.
Hey,
Right?
look. So I just had an idea.
Yeah.
So tonight we're gonna go, or sometime this weekend we'll get together. We're gonna hit you up. It's about time for us to change the music to the No Filter intro. So we might as well just go ahead and get that mini producer.
Let's get
You
it.
dig what I'm saying? Lay
You
that
know,
heat
Let's
down for
get
us.
hey, let's get it. Hey, let's
He's
get
trying
it.
to cook.
I'm
Let's
ready, man. Stop playing with me. I will.
Let's get it.
And yo, and even though we already got a rapport, I'm gonna follow directions and send you an email to schedule that dang Zoom.
Yo, please.
This shows that I follow directions.
Yeah, because I sometimes have to separate it because I know people DM me and I get that's just how people are used to conducting business. It just becomes a lot as your social media grows to like try to handle every single platform. So I just know if someone emails me, typically that means that like you really about whatever you got to talk about. So that's my hope. I feel like that's why I be telling people, please email me because I might not see your DM and you just think I hate you and I don't. I just didn't see it. So, I just like to put that disclaimer out there, and yeah, so.
That's why I put my directions right in my bio. Like, hit me up at this email. If you
Hit me.
wanna talk.
It says inquiries now. Listen, I don't know.
Inquiries.
Maybe so that's where it's at. And my last thing is, if you want to buy beats from me, you don't have to hit me up to add. Like, if you know the website, just go to the website and buy. That's how you buy the beats, unless you're getting customs. But we don't have to have a pre-conversation because you can filter everything. You can do everything. You can filter the genre, the mood. But if you have specific questions, obviously you can ask me. I'm just putting it out there. It's, you can just get the beats. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to go through me. You just get whatever you feel. Have fun with it. But if you need me, I'm here.
Hey, matter of fact, give out the email right now because there's some artists in this chat right now. So if y'all want to work with Mini Producer here for some custom-ish, where can they hit you?
Okay, so I got Mini, M-I-N-I, at miniproducer.com because I got that official email, right?
All right. Brag about it. There it is.
But now, mind you, though, you're going to email Mini at miniproducer.com. However, I'm going to reply from my support email because I set up a setting back when I was running ads, and I don't know what I did. I have it where those emails forward to that email address, and I don't know how to undo it. You see what I'm saying? How do I do it? Do you understand?
I thought. Hey, hold up now. Wait. How you that forgetful?
Yo, listen, it happened 3 years ago. So I did it in 2020 when I was getting all those emails. I had
pandemic. Oh.
Yeah, like I had it forwarded to my support email because at the time I was doing the pack, so I had like an actual support email. But because I did that, every time someone emails me from mini at miniproducer.com, it goes to the support address, and I'm trying to figure out how to work it. So one day you're just randomly gonna get a mini at miniproducer.com email, but please email that one because it's just shorter and easy to remember. But you're gonna get something back from support, but it's still me. I just want to let y'all know.
Well, dang, man! If we had that much of a time frame in the show, we talk to you all dang night because you.
No, this is great, man.
Like real talk, man. We're gonna definitely have to have you back. We got to spin the block on this one.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes,
and
sir.
Let's do that intro. I'm ready.
I got you, bro. I'm gonna have one recorded for you. We can just play it.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Well, y'all, everybody, shouts out to Mini Producer. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Much love, my bro.
Much love. Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Thank you so much.
You too, my man.
Thank you.
Stay safe out there.
Yes, sir. Mini Producer, y'all.
Yeah, that was an amazing. I couldn't even say nothing either. I was just listening and taking it in. He is really, really cool.
What the fuck?
Energy is amazing. Energy
yes,
is
sir.
Amazing.
Bro, what the fuck, bro?
What?
I loved his energy, bro. Like the shit was crazy. Hey, listen, so I was worked up the whole week. I studied him for like a week, bro. Like he has so many things going on in his shorts, his YouTube shorts, everything. Like bro, and you know that I'm trying to get into the beat game anyway, right? But meeting him, not in person. I pray that we have Kool-Aid jammers and we partying at a club somewhere.
Hell yeah.
But
Facts.
nah, for real. Like, he's golden, bro.
Yeah, he's dope, man. He's dope. Many producer, he different, man. So all I know is when I had to ask him to come on the show, and I'm glad he blessed us with his presence tonight. Real talk.
Yeah, man. So look, everybody's familiar with our show. You know what it is. For those who don't know, this is where the show slightly goes just a little bit downhill.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. So, next topic we about to talk about is the new release on Netflix called The Money Shot, where they talk about Pornhub, everybody's favorite website. You know, they give the backstory about Pornhub, you know, how it was created, how it, you know, changed the porn game. And it's crazy because I really didn't know that Pornhub really messed it up for the actual production studio. You dig what I'm saying? Like, they really fucked the game up. So it got to a point where it was coming out that people were getting raped and sexually abused, and the predators was actually uploading it onto the websites. Now, according to the victims, that they say that Pornhub was pretty much slow to respond, lacking the response, and what they'll do is they'll make it so that the video can't play, but the tags are still actually attached to the video. So you may not be able to watch that video, but you can go watch similar videos. So it was a whole big situation. So it was a lawsuit trying to hold Pornhub responsible. Is actually a whole movement about shutting Pornhub down. So my question to the panel and our audience: should we hold websites, the porn websites like Pornhub, X videos? What sites y'all watch? Should we hold these sites accountable for the content that's on there?
Can I ask you a question? I mean, you know what? Yeah. Matter of fact, let me answer this first. Anybody that's got their dick in their hand with lotion, do they give a fuck? I've gone down that rabbit hole. I like what the fuck I like, right? I like what the fuck I like. I've never thought of all of this, these things that you're mentioning. So maybe I have to be more concerned and have porn rights. Is there porn rights? Should porn stars be paid to have fun? Hello?
No, the question is, should they be held accountable for the content that's uploaded? Like, should they get penalized if someone is posting them sexually abusing someone?
Hold on there. I missed that part.
Basically,
where does the sexual abuse come in at?
Tell him, Cliff knows the backstory again for him.
I'm working from my car, y'all. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
So pretty much, people were getting sexually abused and raped, and their predators was uploading it to Pornhub. Pornhub was slow to remove the videos, and when they did do something, they made the videos unplayable, but they left the tags to the video. So you may not be able to go watch it here, but you can watch similar videos. But then also, people were still re-uploading the same video again.
Oh shit.
So my question is, should we hold the websites accountable for the content that's on the websites?
I mean, fuck yeah.
To what extent?
There's a big ass difference between sexual abuse and like voluntary professional porn and amateur porn. I found out today that amateur porn means you wear condoms. That's it. That's the only difference.
I'm not
professional porn, you don't. Right?
Didn't know that.
So yeah. Shout outs to Tokyo Tony, huh? She got a dope ass. Yeah, she talking that shit. But I didn't know that it was a thing. And when it comes to sexual abuse in porn, there's a finite line between it because you can't tell. You can't tell who wants it and who doesn't want it. And when they're thrown into the fire and it happens live and in living color with a bunch of cameramen around, you know what I'm saying? Or camera women, whichever one, you just don't know in porn. And the one thing that is the biggest vulnerability for women in porn is the sexual abuse. Like you can't really dictate. You know, they have the casting couches. They have all these things that happens to them. Yeah, no, that's a deeper subject. I totally missed that point, but naturally, everybody should be accountable for it. They should shut that shit down. I don't know how they're gonna regulate it because you have people you have people who go into porn thinking that it's one thing, and then all of a sudden it's a whole nother level. And that's not what their bag was. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know when you put into the fire. You know, I haven't interviewed any porn stars, which I have been trying to do for years. I've reached out to a lot of porn stars, local celebrities in porn that grew up in the DMV area, and they don't reach back out and they shut down. You know what I mean? They might do it for 3 or 4 years. They have their runs, but that is a deep topic that I just don't know how to answer other than get at their ass, like sue everybody, do it until it's regulated. You know what I mean?
I think the only way that you really could regulate something like that is to be able to hold the person that's uploading it accountable. You know, like there should be types of ways because if you're uploading porn, then you're an amateur, you know what I'm saying, or professional, right? So it should be a verification process through that. You know what I'm saying? To I be able to identify who's uploading what because rape is unacceptable. You feel me? But to put that personal violating moment out to the public because what happens is once it's on one site, it's on there forever. You dig what I'm saying? Videos are posted and stolen from websites every single day. You dig what I'm saying? So you can never really erase anything off the internet. Look at how celebrities past come up from their old tweets, old pictures. You know what I'm saying? So I think it needs to be a checkpoint, and that's what we're gonna call it, a checkpoint before registering accounts to verify that it's actually a real person.
When does it
Well,
become? I'm sorry. Excuse me.
go ahead, because I'm not gonna forget. Go ahead.
The question in my head is how do they describe rape in porn terms? Because the whole premise of porn is to sell a fantasy. So it might be being dominated. It might be it's all fetish, right? Most of it is all fetish, unless it's gonzo. And gonzo porn is just straight black porn. That's when you just put it in, y'all just getting at it, right? Um, Everybody else has a storyline. Everybody else does certain things. They ease their way into it, right? What genre of porn are we talking about? Did they mention that? Did they mention anything that happened? What was the gruesome I don't want to go into details, but what are the
Okay,
gruesome
so this is
facts
what
about
I'm
it?
glad you asked that question because this is where I was about to go. It was not porn that was being uploaded. These were people recording them violating these girls. They were recording the rapes and they uploaded it to the porn site, to
Yeah,
Pornhub. That it wasn't porn. It wasn't people doing it wasn't them just having sex. It wasn't them, doing scenes and stuff. It was actually someone recording someone being raped and they uploaded the video. And so the one particular young lady that was in the that was suing Pornhub, she had reached out, like Rock said, reached out. They took it down. It got put back up. reached out. They took it down, got put back up. And so it was just like, so they were so lackadaisical about it. What they were also talking about, how Facebook or Instagram have people that go through and check content, and they'll take it down and they'll flag you. Well, at one particular time, they only had 30 people scanning Pornhub for content that was not supposed to be there. Now, this is out in Canada, because that's where, was it Smart? What's the name of the company, Rob, that owns Pornhub?
Oh my goodness, hold on. It's mine
And
something.
Mind Geek or Mind Genius or something
Yeah.
like that. And I sent something to you that came up at the end of the movie that you can pull up with what happened. But they were going after them because they were just scanning videos. They weren't looking at the videos. You know how the beginning is one thing, but if you look at the end or the middle, it's different. They were not fully watching these videos, which is how they missed what was going on, how they missed the content. So at one point, the verifications of the payments, because it wasn't only just people that were doing porn. They had another side of Pornhub where it was something like Model Hub or something like that, where people it was
Yep.
something like a OnlyFans, and so they were affecting their money too. So the credit card companies started pulling, where people couldn't get paid because Pornhub was not doing what they were supposed to do. Also, it did eventually get to a point where Pornhub started doing verifications. So they made you upload your identification. They made you go through this process, but that it took so long before they could do that. So many people, it was like this lawyer had up to how many, like 30 something, between 30 to 60 something people trying to sue Pornhub because their rates were videotaped and videotaped and uploaded to the website. So it wasn't just regular porn. It was the violation occurring, the people who did it uploaded it, and it was being circulated. That's what the problem was.
The crazy thing apart, I mean, the crazy thing about the internet and when it comes to videos is that once it jumps out there, you can screenshot it. You can do whatever the hell you want. And some of these people are very anonymous and they have dark web addresses. How to verify that would be through court cases. Did these women press charges? Did you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know how how do you prove it, or are they mad because they didn't get paid for it? Like this, when it comes to sex and everything else, as a boy mom or mom boy, whatever the hell, I love my mother. So anything that my mother has ever been through or anything that she says, I automatically believe. You know what I mean? And it's such a touchy subject when it comes to the internet. You can do anything from this beast that we are on right now. And so to authenticate, track down, make sure that these women are taken care of is virtually impossible. Even after the lockup, even after the lawsuit, even after everything, you figure Pornhub probably uploads millions and millions and billions of amateur content on top of fetish streams, things like that. You know what I'm saying? We've all been there. We all love to go to any porn site that's free and just get it in, right? With ourselves. The fact that we can't you can't verify what happened truly when it comes to an open site like that. You know, you just, I mean, you can sue them, but there's just no way to know that. Just there's just no way to judge it unless we have court documents. And so, ladies, if it does happen to you, don't be scared. Men, if it happens to you, don't be fucking scared. Get you a lawyer. Go to the police. Get a you can't say the word, but I'm gonna add a G to it. A grape kit, and make sure that you are taken care of as far as evidence is concerned. Now, if it's on camera, it looks forced. The weird thing about porn is that you just don't know what is forced and what is fetish. We just talked about it earlier. Dog leashes on men. All this dominatrix shit. How do you know? How do you know when a person's uncomfortable? How do you know that you brought up the PTSD? You know? So I don't know. This is a conundrum. This is
And you
I
know the hard
mean,
it's a hard. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, I kind of feel like, bro, there's certain telltale signs in the footage that could point out, you feel me, that something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Most if you see a phone posted up in a weird angle, like it's hidden, you feel me? Like it's on some weird shit. Because let's be real, we all watch porn. Like they getting spectacular with camera use now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like it's spectacular. It's cinematic. So you know what I'm saying? If you see suspect camera work, you feel me? If you see the person that's getting abused putting up resistance, you dig what I'm saying? Like you
Okay, but
can.
that's not always the hold on, because resistance is not always the case. Sometimes, and this is what happened to me, you can disassociate yourself from what's happening. Your body will shut down or your mind will shut down to protect you from what's happening. So if it was recorded, what happened to me, it would look like I'm not fighting because I shut down. I mentally shut down. And so it's like it is very hard to decipher and to tell sometimes. Of course, people fight sometimes. Sometimes people are drugged. Sometimes, you just don't know. And so, like Mo said, you have to speak out. I didn't go tell. So
Mhm.
I didn't tell. And so, but everybody doesn't tell because they don't know. They don't know what to do. And it's just, the young lady I believe in this film did tell, which is why she went act with the lawyer and everything. But it's like it's important because like it's the internet. There's sex everywhere, and like the lady who had the protests and everything going on to get Pornhub shut down and all these different sites shut down. I don't care how much Pornhub and how many other free porn sites you shut down. There's always going to be sex somewhere on video.
Hey,
Somebody's
look, you want to
always
know
going,
something?
it's crazy.
I'm willing to bet money that half the people that's joining that protest, you get what I'm saying, that's against Pornhub, they probably watch videos from Pornhub.
They do or have.
Because it was said in the documentary that Pornhub's marketing was so strong that if you put in any type of search for any video inside of Google dealing with porn, they're going to be like the
The
first one.
first three. The first three.
Nah, they even went down to like the first 6, 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? Like they was, yeah.
that is the one thing about sex and the act of it that has lost its I think I'm saying the right word, sacredity.
Sacrisity.
Phoenix. Phoenix, please correct
Yeah,
me.
it's being sacred because I don't know if there's a
Well, I
because
made it up. Fuck it.
yeah.
Well,
Sacrisity.
granted, you know that
I
because you
don't
know the
think it's
times have
sacred to
changed.
me, man.
But
Because
I
you
gotta be
know it
honest
used to
with
be
you.
a time where you can go ahead, bro.
Nah, please finish, bro.
I was just saying. I remember there used to be a time where a lot of people didn't admit they watched porn. They had to sneak that. But now it's so out there. Everybody now we just debate. Now people are just debating which site's better. That's how openly we are about watching porn
Well,
nowadays.
sex is not. It's not like Mo was saying. It's nothing to worry about. It's not cliche. It's not taboo. It's nothing to hide over. Everything is free. You have everybody's sexually liberated, so there's nothing to hide. There's no veil anymore. So we got, like she said, like the young lady in the chat said, OnlyFans. And it's just they went, and the ones that were on the model hub, or the what they call it, something hub on the other side of Pornhub, end up going to OnlyFans because of the shutdown with the credit card placements or whatever. It's like sex is everywhere. It's everywhere. It's inevitable not to run into sex online. It's just there. So it's unfortunate that those who have been violated are exposed, and their experience is thrown in their face all the time now. But it's like, what can you do?
And you wonder sometimes, is it more regret than it is in the moment? Because now we're growing up in this HEAUX culture, and it is dominating all women. If you ain't one, you ain't down with the team. And so once you start growing up and your kids have to regurgitate this because they have access to the internet on a daily basis, and somebody points out when they see you at the PTA meeting, is that when you start suing? See, these are the things that women aren't thinking about, men aren't thinking about once they go into these genres of freakiness, that it may have come off to them, like as this is that and the other, your children, but to you it was a good fucking time. Or you might have been a druggie then. You might have been on something. You might have been indulging in some behavior, but just because you didn't live your best life. So how do we judge this? How do we gauge sex at this point and this time when nothing is taboo?
It has to be individual. It has to be an individual judgment. Because you can't, everything just goes under one umbrella. It will have to be an individual judgment. And then that kind of might get brushed under the rug because it's like, yeah, okay, well, all y'all like that. Y'all like stuff like that. It's you will have to fight for your innocence, which is ridiculous because you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And that goes all the way around the board. But when it comes to stuff like that, and then too, with what happens when women lie on men, they agree to the sex, and then something doesn't go their way, then they say that they didn't. It's like so many different things that can go against what really happens.
Hey, put that comment back up too. Just keep it there. Just keep it there while she's talking. Excuse me.
What did it say? It's like work, keeping a paper trail in order to prove your innocence. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, you're not supposed to have to prove that you're innocent.
And just don't be porn stars.
Yeah.
Just don't even go in that realm. Like, I wonder, has innocence left everybody? I wonder sometimes. Like, go ahead, bro.
I would have to say, yeah, bro. Like, because we live in a world where the internet ruined everything. You feel me? Like everything, any and everything is at your fingertips. You feel me? Back in the day, sex was a mystery because we had to see it through scrambled channels on the cable box or the little new magazines that our folks had. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Or miscellaneous porn tapes that we found growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like we came from the generation where we used to share our porn tapes. Now, ain't that kind of weird, bro? That I'm about to give you the same tape that I just spanked to, that you're about to do the same thing. Like that's kind of weird if you think about it. I'm just saying, but it's everything is no longer. It's out in the open now. You feel me? That's why the weird. Oh my God, I don't even want to say that. That's why the extreme things that's happening in society that's all of a sudden being acceptable today is because it's so extreme. You dig what I'm saying? Like
no. Look, let me go ahead and say it for you. Go ahead, but go ahead and finish.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna say it for you. The actual combination of sexuality being a flag has messed society up so bad, bro. You being gay, transsexual is a sexual preference. It is an act of your choice of how you choose to have an orgasm. And I'm going to be the first one to lay down this definition to the core. Nobody ever says this, but everything about the rainbow flag is about sexual preference. You should not be in the open with it. You should keep that shit in the dark like we had to do as regular human beings in the 80s. Everybody had the gay guy in the neighborhood. Everybody had the gay cousin. They knew that they were what they were. What the fuck did that have to do with being? I mean, come on now. Come on now. Let's be real about it. If you sit around here and your flag represents all of the sexual preferences on that spectrum, and it is a spectrum because it's a color for every fucking one. There is no flag up there. There's no color on there for straight. There's colors for everybody that got a fucking sexual preference. But there's nobody out here with a straight flag saying that missionary is my fucking position and I identify as the missionary motherfucker. So let's get fucking real. Let's get totally fucking real on this one. That shit has no place in society due to the fact that who gives a fuck who you fuck? I haven't had one gay human being walk to me and say, hey, you like light-skinned women? Or you like dark-skinned women? You like titties? You like this? You like that? They don't give a fuck. But I gotta know the niggas, the bitches, the dogs, the everything, bro. They got a fucking color for the motherfuckers that like animals and all that shit, bro. And I said this shit years ago, and Weezy was right there to fuck with me when I started this shit 6 fucking years ago. This shit here, and they got me talking country as fuck. This shit here is madness. You ain't solving no fucking problems by fucking. If that was the case, black people would be number fucking 1 on the charts. Hispanic people would be number 1 on the fucking charts. Sorry, Chinese people. Y'all only allowed to have 1 baby, so you can't out-fuck us. But hey, that's communism.
No, but that's you know, they changed it now though because their numbers are dropping. So
and now they all decrepit and inbred. So they can't out-fuck us. They just gonna have more crazy motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be the first one to say this shit. But your sexual preference, my good people, as much as I deal with people that are on that rainbow flag that I love and I truly care for, I don't give a fuck. Nobody on this panel gives a fuck about who and what you do in that bedroom. So stop parading. Stop getting half naked in front of these fucking kids. Cause I got plenty of footage of these drag libraries and shit where they wearing motherfucking G-strings and shit, where they wearing motherfucking all that bullshit, and they doing it in front of fucking kindergartners. When the fuck has a straight man been able to pull his cock out and walk around a beach and not get fucking taken down? So fuck that. If y'all really want to talk that real, that's real. Fuck that flag, fuck all that, and fuck the confusion. And that's the reason why all this shit is going down and nobody's believable. And it all ties in because women are screaming, men are screaming, and we don't know what the fuck to believe because everything is believable nowadays. So get the sexuality out of humanity. Yes, get the sexuality out of humanity. We just sat up here and we talked to the mini producer. Did he have to tell you what he likes?
Nope.
So look, I'm gonna lighten the mood real quick because we gotta go. Shout out to my oldest, my boy, my son Jay Money pulled up and watched tonight. He's been saying he had a question for you. He asked this question tonight. Are you ready? And Mo, you know he on your ass. You know y'all got a bond. So this is for his Uncle Mo from my son. Question for G.I. Mo.
Go ahead, bro.
Do you think you got a better chance of surviving a hit from Mike Tyson or a kick from a kangaroo built like a UFC fighter?
They already built like UFC fighters.
Let me tell you something. Hey, bro, I know damn well my nephew. Hey, listen, let me tell you something, sir. Let me tell you something real quick. I will take on Mike Tyson any damn day. But a kangaroo's a challenge, goddamn it. You hear me? A kangaroo's a challenge. I got to worry about buckled knees, broken ankles, and everything. But guess what they can't do? And I want you to watch this. And I want you to study kangaroos. They have no lateral movements. They can't pivot. They got to get on a tail to kick me. You can't kick me on one tail. So guess what we're going to eat, sir? We're going to eat kangaroo tails. You know how you had oxtails? Next time you see a pot stewing and it smell good and it got all the spices in it, know that I killed the big bunny. Okay, I killed the big bunny rabbit just for you. So yeah, great question, sir. Jesus freaking Christ. Yeah, I'll fight Tyson. Tyson gonna get me paid.
Shout out to Jay Money for the question.
You think you can go 8 rounds with Iron Mike? Head up.
You said what?
You think you can go 8 rounds with Iron Mike?
Ain't nobody say how many rounds, motherfucker. I just said I will go toe to toe.
All right.
Toe to toe.
My
and then
smile
KO.
will be gone. My smile will be erased. But I go hard with it. I try.
I want
that the
to
fucking
shout
truth?
out to Eliza. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate
Much
the fact that
love.
you enjoy our show. We do have to go, hun, but we will be back next Thursday at 8:30. Same back time, same back channel, and you can tune in. You can also reach out to us if you want us to talk about a particular topic as well. So thank you so much for tuning in, you guys.
Well, let me go ahead and kick it off. Y'all know the vibes. K Quick, Beast Bars of Faith. Shout out to Mini Producer for chopping it up with us today. Y'all know these vibes. Asylum everywhere. Go off everywhere. Say less everywhere. All that good stuff. Yeah. We out here. No filter.
Man, and of course, this is your man, GMO, aka non-GMO. Hey, listen, I rather enjoyed talking to the Mini Producer. I have been really in-depth in his content. Hey, Quick, you the man on that one, bro. That right there, you sized me on that one, bro.
Producer.
You really sized me on that one, bro.
Shout
And
out to
I
Mini
really
Producer.
appreciate you. I
Much
really
love.
appreciate you. I really appreciate you for that one, man. So, hey, listen, the one thing that I can say, young, closing arguments, live life, mind your business, keep your business to your fucking self, and your life will be a lot easier for you. You heard me? But other than that, I am your man, GIMO, on all platforms. I'm out of here.
I agree. And again, yeah, thank you so much for bringing Mini Producer on. He was amazing. And I am the Blue Phoenix. You can catch me at the Blue Phoenix Hills everywhere, every other Wednesday night at 8 o'clock with Mo on both sides.
I like the Mo.
With
Gotta
the Mo.
Go to Mo's.
On both sides of the coin. He was not on last night, but I did go live. So if you want to watch that, you can go on both sides of the coin and watch it live. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining us in this wonderful conversation. I appreciate you guys, and good night.
Well, we come to the end of the show, and as always, I tell y'all to follow me on all social media platforms at TeleMade Rock. Make sure y'all follow us on YouTube at Red Vision TV, Red Vision Cinema, on Instagram at RVTV, and all that other good shit. Look, we are the No Filter Show, and look, April 22nd, we will be teaming up with Catcher Ice Cream, and we will do the No Filter Show live. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be an ice cream special infused with alcohol, ice cream, and a little bit of hemp. Location, You got to buy the ticket to get that. So look, make sure y'all look out for those tickets, man. Look, I love y'all. It's always a great pleasure doing the show with y'all. We are the No Filter Show. I'll let y'all next week.